UI mamas. You know what this segment
Hey!
is. This is Sorry Not Sorry. And yes, we are still continuing with the segment, even though I know you guys are probably thinking, how are you doing sorry not sorry? But occasionally there is a moment in time when you are
Right?
sorry not sorry for something. So Claire, what's your sorry not sorry, girl?
So listen, I know it's the little things right now, ladies. It's the little things. So this week, my kids were getting their schoolwork done, so I decided to just hop in the shower real quick. And normally, kind of halfway through the kind of shower situation, one of my children are like, "Mom, hey, have a question. What you need? What you doing?" Guess what? Nobody interrupted me, so I kept showering. Girl, I sat in that shower. I'm so sorry to all the environmental folk. Normally, I really am conscious of the water. I know it's a precious resource. Once you use it, you can't get back. But that day, I just needed it. I just sat in that shower for, I don't know, probably 15, 20 minutes. It was a long, good old shower.
Oh
And
girl.
it was hot and it was just beautiful. So I'm
Doesn't it
sorry,
remind
not
you
sorry.
did it remind you of the days when you had a little tiny baby and that baby finally goes to sleep and you decide I'm gonna jump in
Right?
the shower right now?
Right. Oh my gosh. Like it just felt so good. Not that I hadn't showered before, but normally I'm like in and out, handling my business, getting ready to get everything else done. Oh, it just felt so good just to like let the water wash over me, have thoughts. I may or may not have shed a little tear of stress during this time, but
That's
it was
therapeutic.
it was a
That's what
beautiful
you really
time.
call cleansing.
Yes, it was truly cleansing. How about you, Kiana? What was your sorry, not
So
sorry?
I really am having a really hard time. I'm struggling with trying to figure out a sorry not sorry. So part of my philosophy on this is either I did something and I really didn't think it was a sorry not sorry, but probably in actuality it probably is. Or I did so many that it was like I can't even pick.
You were
Like
like, I just took so many moments.
that was a sorry not sorry. So I don't know. I mean, I've had a few moments where I've had to walk away into my bedroom and be like, all right, I can't right now. Like I just
Mm-mm.
take a deep breath because I'm trying not to like completely blow up. So
Right.
yeah, that's probably the hardest thing is I feel like sorry, not sorry there when you're going about your regular schedule. Like it's easy to come up with a sorry, not sorry. I mean, it's kind of I don't know. I thought it's so funny because I was thinking about it last night. I was like, what the heck? Am I sorry for something? Maybe I'm just not sorry. I don't know.
Not even close. Not even close.
It happens sometimes.
It does indeed. Well, sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry, y'all.
Hey, UI mamas, welcome back from the
Hey, hi,
commercial break.
mama.
We're
Yes,
so glad you joined us.
yes,
This week we were trying to figure out what to talk about, and we just honestly wanted to have a candid conversation about mom's experiences right now. I think it's
yeah.
so easy for everyone to just jump into all of those perfect social media feeds and feel guilty and overwhelmed because that mama is, making beautiful homemade bread and this mom is making all those wonderful crafts. But we are just going to have an honest conversation. We're titling this episode Mommy Timeout. Like,
Yes,
we're just going to share some times when we've lost it, just in hopes that you will feel not alone.
yes.
So I'll start. So I was doing some homework with my kids. And the frustrating thing for me in the situation is that certain of my kids' teachers are really on it, and certain of my kids' teachers are not. And so trying to make sure that my kids don't lose certain skills, particularly in mathematics and foreign languages that they have, I feel like I need to step up. And it's just super frustrating. So, and of course, my children think I'm the evilest mom in the world because everybody else is playing, everybody else is having a good time, everybody else is doing video games every day, which that's not true. Everybody else is doing their best, but from my children's very small window of reality, I'm the meanest mom. And so normally so far I've been like, well, I understand you're frustrated. I hear your feelings. This is what I'm asking of you. Please respond. And then you can, have free time. Girl, no. I was like, you know what? Listen to me right now. Better get that work done, or you can find someplace else to say, I know I said it. I shouldn't have said it, but I did. I was like, if you think that there is
You know
another
you're not
household,
sending them nowhere else, girl.
I know, but I shouldn't have said it though, and I felt guilty all about it. But I was like, listen, if you think somebody else in this world is about to take you eating up their food all day long and everything else, then go find it. And my kids' eyes got all big.
They were like, wow, she's serious. I think the hard part for me is like our school district, I think they've kind of been waiting to see what happens. So they've
Right.
kind of been doing things a little different. Like they've been sending stuff and it's just be called enrichment assignments, right?
Right.
So I'm assuming, you know, my youngest one has been checking. He's been going into his Google Classroom,
Right.
checking it on a regular basis. My daughter, I know she's been doing her cheer. They've been doing kind of like cheer practice over Zoom.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
yeah, her coach has them stretching and they're doing exercises, and every day one person gets to lead it. So, and then everybody, and you can hear everybody counting. So the person who starts it, and they say one, and then everybody else says two, and then they say three, and so I'll be sitting at my desk working. I can hear them counting the exercises and stuff. But the other day, she told them, I don't think you guys really want to exercise. So they literally just sat and had a conversation over Zoom with their cheer coach about how they're coping, you know, and all that stuff. So we were sitting at the dinner table and asked my daughter if she's been, you know, checking in and doing the assignments. I've done some of them. Now, I tend to be the parent, like I kind of trying to give my children the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And in that situation, I was like, what do you mean?
Well,
I've done
what
some.
does some mean?
And I was like, you need to do them. And she was like, well, you know, and I was like, no, I don't know. And you need to take care of it. But now I think we're at the point where everything is actually kaput, like no school. They're not going back to school. I did email the principal of my son's school, and he said that they are putting together some packets for the kids to work on that we'll be able to pick up by the end of next week, which I think will be fantastic. Will be super, super helpful. But my daughter, one of her teachers did tell her, none of the teachers can tell you that the work is mandatory. Because it's not.
Which is crazy. Why do they tell the kids that? They should tell the adults that, not the kids that.
Well, and your grades cannot go down. They can only go up. So I told her, I said, if I were you, those few classes where your grade's not stellar, those are the ones you focus on the most. Whatever is in that class, do that stuff. Let's focus on those first, and then we'll worry about bumping the other ones up. It's hard because I'm not a teacher. I don't know if I would ever, I mean, you know, when we were little kids, I want to be a school teacher.
Right.
You know, yeah. And then I got older, and then, you know, you're like, I want to say right now to all the teachers out there, we love you. Thank you so much. I've seen so many videos that parents have done, funny videos about thanking teachers and stuff. Girl, let me tell you, they are saints. I don't know how you do it. I don't have a room full of 32 children.
You just got your 3.
I would lose it. I would be that teacher that they would have to call me into the office and be like, look you can't tell the kids, sit down and shut up. You can't.
I can because I'm the mom.
Let me tell you. So that I think now that we know for sure we're not going back and they're supposed to be putting some distance learning, more stuff into place, I'm going to have to crack down and be a little bit more like have a little bit more structure. I did, however, go into the garage and find some more interesting books, and I have them all on the dinner table, and I was like, look, y'all looking for something to read, like here's some books. And I've got 2 bookshelves of books in the living room that I told them, find something, pick it up, read it. So I'm trying to do that. But yeah, I think I've kind of just been waiting to see what's happening. I think in my brain I was like, March into April, they're gonna go back to school.
I think we were all feeling that way. They're going to go back. They're going to go back.
They're going
to go back.
They're going to go back. And then I was like, oh no, they're not. We got that message last week, the official word, and I was like, so now we're on like, what is it, 5-month summer vacation or something crazy?
But the thing is it can't be a summer vacation because they will lose everything they've gained.
Right.
You know, and so it's like you have to do some, you know, some support at
I
home, at
know.
least at those basics, like that
Yeah.
mathematics, language arts. Like, okay, it's fine if they forget, you know, about the gold rush or whatever they were learning, the, you know, World War II or whatever. They can catch that again. But some of that stuff
Yeah, because I'm
builds
not
on
good.
top
Let
of
me tell
each
you right
other.
now, history was not a strong point, so don't
Oh, I
come to me
loved
about
history.
history. I knew enough to get past the class, and that was after that everything said bye bye. Don't try and ask me dates or nothing, girl. I'm
Right?
horrible.
I know.
I'm pretty good.
Listen,
Math was my favorite subject in high school, so I was pretty good with math. But now this new Common Core math,
it's different.
I gotta give myself a lesson before I can help you
Well,
answer the question.
definitely, definitely.
So, but thank God there's a lot of resources out there because I don't know our parents back
Didn't
in the
have those
day.
resources. No, that's great.
How I could just go on YouTube, girl, and YouTube, type it in, and oh, look at watch this video. This person on YouTube gonna work through this problem. Watch
Right.
it. You
Yes.
know, Khan Academy.
Right.
Thank you. You know, we didn't have those resources for our parents. They were just kind of like, ask your teacher.
Read the book. Well, read the book. My parents would
Read
do
the
that.
book.
Like, let's read the book together.
No, girl. We still say that. We're like, well, have you opened the book? And your children look at you like, because you know they don't use books these days. They're
But
like,
they have the virtual books. They have it online.
girl, no, they have the books, but the teachers don't even
That's
teach
true.
from
For
the
the
book.
math. For the math,
It's
they
like,
don't.
yeah, it's like, well, did you read that section in the book and look at the examples they give you? And they look at you like, what? Like, look at, there's a reason why it's there.
Right? I know.
So that's going to be the challenge, I think, is trying to get, I told my husband, once everybody has their distance learning in place, I'm going to have to figure out some sort of a schedule because I'm still working. I'm just working from home.
Right. Yeah, me too.
And I'm trying I'm trying not to spend all day because you really can't spend all day. I mean, you can. There's always something you could be doing. Right. But I'm going to have to come up with a little bit more structure. And I guess I'm not. That's probably where I struggle a little bit. Although I felt like I had a great system before this all went crazy. Like I was getting up at 4:30. I was going to the gym. I came home. I was having my smoothie. I was doing like, 2020 was on. I was like, I got 2020 in the bag. Girl, 2020 don't fall apart on me.
Showed out.
It has fallen apart on me, girl. Ask me when the last time I got up at 4:30 to work out in a cold garage. It ain't happening. I tried to go in there one morning to work out, and I was like, okay, Kiana, it's a little cold. You get moving.
And it worked.
Girl, I was like, I'm going to have to take a rain check on this one because it's too cold.
Too cold, girl.
6 o'clock in the morning. I told my husband, I think we're going to need a space heater for the garage because I cannot work out that early in the morning in the garage.
I know. Well, I think the other thing I will say this week too, like that has been overwhelming is just feeling like I need to cook. Like, well, one, I feel like I don't want my kids. Right. I don't want my kids going into the fridge or into the cupboards on their own because they're not thinking about meal planning and stretching our food so that we only have to go to the grocery store as little as possible or, go out. So they would just open up a bag of, bread and eat it like toast. And you're like, what are you doing? No. Like, you can get 2 slices and then add something to it. Put some peanut butter on it, something. No, they just feel like eating bread. So they just eat ridiculous amounts of bread.
And see, that's why I tried to have the fillers, like little snacks that, yes, you can grab one of those in between, but one pack of gummies,
the whole pack.
Not 7 packs of gummies.
No. So for me,
are not a meal.
I know, girl. So for me, it has been like super stressful to like, just like, okay, this is one more thing. And normally I cook like dinner, but normally my kids make their own breakfast and they make their own lunch.
Okay.
So this situation where I'm like really trying to make sure they eat a balanced meal, like making sure that their vitamins are up and, immune system is up and, God forbid we end up exposed that they have the nutrients in their body to be able to fight it. I'm just telling you, it has been so stressful. Like,
well, and it was stressful in the first place. I always got to a point, like I will go blocks of time where I love planning what's for dinner and I cook the meal. And then there's blocks of times where, people ask you what's for dinner and you want to take somebody's head off because you're like, I don't want to think about cooking.
Right?
And I feel like I could do an insane amount of cooking. I've been cooking more breakfasts because we love a big breakfast in our house. So I've been cooking more big breakfasts. Actually, yesterday I made homemade pancakes
Ooh,
and
go ahead.
scrambled eggs. Girl, there was a day this week I made like an egg potato scramble for me and the
That
kids.
sounds so yummy.
And some toast and some fruit. And it was like trying to get a good start to the day. There's just some mornings I wake up and I'm like, today is a breakfast day. And then there's days where I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, maybe a cup of coffee will be enough.
Right.
But most days I'm like, especially if everybody's home, I'm like cooking food. And then it's like lunchtime. And so yesterday we got up, I made pancakes, and then we did yard work.
Right.
You know, can't go nowhere. Gives you a lot of time to work on stuff you have let go.
Right.
So we were in the yard cutting down trees, using the chipper shredder, all that stuff. And then I had promised my son, if he helped us, my college son, if he helped us, that I would order lunch for him. So we ended up getting Chipotle for lunch, ordered it for everybody, which was fantastic. And then, you know, it was like, oh, but we got to cook dinner. So it was like, okay, I made a whole chicken. My husband grilled it. We had beans because we bought a ton of dried beans.
I think everybody has.
So, girl, I made a pack of beans in the Instant Pot. Let me tell you, if you don't have an Instant Pot, I know we talked about Instant Pots before.
We have.
Instant Pots could be a lifesaver. I put dried beans in the Instant Pot with some water and some seasoning. And in an hour, we had beans.
That's a blessing.
That with no regular beans. And then I made rice in the Instant Pot. So I will tell you that Instant Pot can be a lifesaver. I think today we're putting our roast in our old-fashioned crock pot. We're going to grab that.
That'll be good.
Yeah, do that.
I love the crock pot.
So I haven't used my crock pot in a while. It'd be nice to give it a resurrection here. But I don't like thinking of, you know, first time.
I know.
What's for dinner? And I'm like, my brain sometimes will just shut down because I'm like, I really don't care. Like, you can have a bowl of cereal at this point.
You can eat whatever you want. No, the other day, I was just so good. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was like, if you were hungry, find something to eat. But I was just like over it, just like fill up. And it's so, I don't want to be that way. I want to be like,
but I think it's because we're trapped at home. And so that's all there is. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, there's food in front of you all day long. And it's like, so I literally, girl, I was shopped on Instacart. I did it because I was like, I'm not going to the store anymore. I'd rather have it brought to the house. I'll wipe everything down. Girl, I stocked up on cereals. I got some bagged veggies. I got, you know, I even got a watermelon. I wiped that watermelon down on the outside, girl. I did. I was like, we're just going to be careful.
Right? That's the other thing I feel like. I feel like I'm getting cleaning fatigue. Like, it's just like, I feel like, okay, I have to wash this, but then I touch that. So now I have to watch that. And then, like, you know, you go out to the grocery store, you take your shoes off, you try to get your clothes off. It's just like, I cannot clean every single surface. And your brain just goes and keeps going. And like, what if there is one spot of that virus and I brought it in the house? Like, I cannot do that. So I have to wash all the washing. I wasn't
even thinking about wiping stuff down. And we were on a video call with one of my husband's cousins. And he was saying that I think it was he went and got stuff, and then what they did is he sat the stuff out and he wiped everything down and then passed it in the house, and then they took the stuff in the house. And I was like, I had not been really doing that, and I thought, well, that's actually another. And they have a little one. They have like a little one that's a little. So I know why they're being very cautious. Plus, I think he has asthma too. So, you know. But I was just like, oh. And so when I thought, okay, I'm not going to go to the store, I'm going to have the groceries delivered, which, by the way, let me tell you, I don't know why we don't do that more often, because I hate going to the grocery store. Now,
really? I love going to the grocery store.
I can go by myself. It's a nice therapeutic time to just kind of be
by yourself, not with the children.
If you go with people, the bill goes up and your anxiety goes up.
Yes, no. By yourself.
You know, I went online and I'm shopping online, and I ordered on, let's say that was that Thursday? Thursday, maybe Friday. It was Thursday. And it told me when I was checking out that I wasn't going to be able to get it till Saturday because all their shoppers were busy. And I was like, nothing in there is urgent. Then I went back to try and add something to it. Like, somebody's shopping your order already. I was like, what? It's coming today? Your order will be delivered between 5:30. I was like, amazing. This is awesome. You know how nice it is? And they give you your messaging with the person. They're like, they don't have this. Do you want this instead? And you're like, oh, yeah, that works. Oh, click that button. Oh, yes, thank you. And then I'm on my way. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Oh, awesome. I met her at the garage with my gloves on. looking like I was ready for surgery. My wipes ready to go, and I'm wiping everything down and taking it in the house. Wipe something down, taking it in the house. But let me just say, I think that was a pretty cool experience because one, I did not have to go to the store and deal with people.
Right.
And I was like, this is pretty cool. Obviously, it's not foolproof, right? Even when you go to the store, you end up buying stuff you know you didn't need anyway.
Right.
So
Totally.
You always add a couple things to the cart that you're like, oh, this will be nice.
But are you feeling that way about just keeping the house clean in general? Like, I feel like the kids go outside, like.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have some days where I'm worse. Like some days it's more so. Like I think the one thing is the kitchen, because the kitchen's getting used so much.
I know.
Cleaning of the kitchen is like an everyday, multiple times a day kind of a thing. That's getting to be a little bit crazy. Like I'm like, really? More dishes? Didn't we just clean this kitchen? And there's still laundry.
We're not going anywhere.
I will say this: my husband still is leaving the house for work.
Right. So is mine. Mine is as well.
I try not to change clothes every day because I'm like, where am I going?
Just keep on the same clothes all day. I know it's so frustrating, right? Like I just feel like I want my kids to get up, take a shower, change their clothes, just so they feel fresh and, start of a new day and all that kind of stuff. I'm not making
showers mandatory every day, but if I walk by you and I'm kind of like, But that's my youngest one because he's not playing outside with his friends anymore, but my husband will take him to the park. And as long as nobody is at the park, they will play basketball.
Right.
But if somebody's there, if the courts are all full, then it's a no-go.
Right.
So he's still very active. So there are some times where I'm like, when's the last time,
Yeah, girl.
And it's like,
hit it with some soap and some water.
Just jump in there. So yeah, I know that's the thing for me is I kind of in my mind thought, oh, laundry should be pretty easy. Now, granted, I don't do my two oldest. I don't do their laundry. My daughter does her own. My oldest son does his own laundry. I worry about 3 people. I'm trying to whittle it down to one. No joking.
Like just do mine and mine alone. Well, I know I've been trying to do more because my husband is leaving the house. He is an essential worker. I've been trying to keep up with this stuff, but then do it separately, right? From everyone else's and
act with everybody else.
Yeah, which is, so more. But you know what? I don't know. It's kind of the new normal. And I think I want us as moms just to be honest about how we're feeling. I think it's so easy to think you're alone in this and you're not. Mm-hmm. Everyone is struggling. Everyone is dealing with frustrations. Everyone's losing their patience. I'm just saying. And
then you keep hearing these dates like, oh, we should be back to normal by June. You start counting. You're like, how many more weeks is that? How many more weeks is that? And me going crazy.
I know, but at the same time, you want
it's for
your
a
family
good cause.
To be safe. Exactly, right? It's for the sake of our community. Where if for no other reason, we have realized how interconnected our world is.
Absolutely.
And that it's worth it to stay home so that others can live, right?
But there have been a lot of positives out of this.
Totally.
I will say. And that's what I always try and do is I try and look at the silver lining. Yeah, it sucks. We can't go anywhere. But guess what? We were probably going places and spending money we didn't need to spend in the first place. And more stuff is getting done around the house because we really can't go anywhere. So we're having time to focus on that stuff, which I love. Girl, we got the back patio all cleaned up. So I can actually go out on the back patio. So I actually did my daughter's nails the other day.
That's fun.
I did acrylics on her.
Girl, you're amazing.
And they came out so cotton picking cute. Let me just tell you. I will post a picture on our page so you can see it. But I did her nails and they came out so cute. I think they came out better than when I do my own. So I was really jealous. I was
nice.
I'm going to have to teach her how to do it because now her nails are going to look cuter than mine.
Mine not. What?
But I even did one of the Zoom calls we did last week. I sat on the back patio. I had my coffee and we did
That's great. So I agree. This is a hard time for sure. And it's a scary time, but I think there are some blessings, right? Like the fact that we have family to protect is a blessing that we have, you know, the ability to keep our family safe, that we have the ability to give our children food, even though they're driving us crazy. Like those things that are driving us crazy are also really blessings. The fact that we have to do laundry, right? We have clothes.
But the amount of together time is what I think is great.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things that has been making me think about all the rat race, the hamster wheel that we're on every week, going, didn't give us time to appreciate some of those things. Now we can't go. So we're at home more with everybody. And I think it's been kind of nice. I really think that the world is going to change a little bit after this, and people are going to reevaluate what their important things are. And
we'll see.
I hope so. I hope there are a lot of families that take stock and go, you know what, this was actually kind of nice. And we got to spend more time together. I've gotten little projects out of the way that were like little things, you know, in the back of your head. You're like, oh, I got to do that. You know, this table, my daughter wanted repainted for her room. We've repainted the table. She's been redecorating her room with what we have. She made little butterflies where she made them on paper, colored them.
That's great.
Then used clear packing tape to laminate them, cut them out, and then hung them from her ceiling with fishing line.
That's great.
Clear fishing line. You know, she's definitely my creative one. So she's done a lot of that kind of stuff. She was home tie-dyeing shirts or something yesterday. Like just doing things to kind of stay busy, which I really think is one of those things that we think about what we can do at home instead of always, where can we go and spend money?
My
9-year-old seems to think that it grows on the tree in the backyard.
Oh, girl, they all do. It's not even just the babies. It's all of them.
We can just go pick the money off the tree and be like, where you want to go, baby? Oh, wait, let me get how much? 400? Oh, I got this. Let's go. No. So now it's like, we can't go nowhere. Don't ask for nothing. Like, so those little treats, like we ordered lunch in yesterday. That was kind of like a treat because we've been cooking. You know, girl, I've been grilling and I don't grill.
Ooh, you learning a new skill. That's awesome.
I grilled some hamburgers this week for my children for lunch. I was like, look at me back here grilling some hamburgers. I grilled some baked potatoes.
Oh my goodness, you're cracking me up.
But it's making us have to do things that are a little different. But I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot I don't miss about the everyday go. I don't miss it. And I'm kind of like, this is actually kind of a nicer, slower pace of life.
Yes.
Which I'm kind of liking. I'm kind of liking, except for
that's great, girl.
Laundry.
I am missing it. I am. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I enjoy like super busyness. So this is it's a blessing for sure.
Because I was feeling super productive. I'm feeling a little less productive now, but I am doing some things about it. I know it's a double-edged sword. It's what they call the catch-22.
Right. Well, I just feel like I want us to just find things to enjoy and embrace the moments where we aren't being perfect, right? I mean, that's kind of always our goal. And this, episode is a little bit of that, like just like hoping that moms hear us just be honest and feel comfortable in where they are. Like there is no perfect way to mother, and there certainly is no perfect way to mother through
this. No,
like you do what's best, and some days you're just not going to give your best because you need to give yourself time to grieve, give yourself space to just experience your own anxiety, your own frustrations. But more than anything else, focus on loving your kiddos.
Yeah, and then you're going to have those days where you feel like you nail it. Like, I made this today was a good day.
Yes.
And I think that wasn't just any other day. Like, some days you were like, today I did it good.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, thumbs up, mom, way to go. And we should really take the moment to, like, embrace it. And it may not even be a whole day. It might be an activity.
It might be literally 5 minutes in a day where you're like, yeah, I nailed it right now.
That activity went well. We did it. Or that meal was beautiful. We had a lovely time enjoying each other.
When everybody around the table goes, that was delicious. That was delicious, Mom. And you're like, everybody? Not one person had a comment?
Right?
Like, there you go. Savor that. You take that and you put it in your pocket. You go, I'm good with that for today.
Yeah, gold star.
Oh, can we get a star chart? That would be awesome.
Yeah, we need to make another one. We made one earlier, but we need to make another mommy star chart.
Just for mommies.
Yes.
Like, today I did not yell at my children.
This hour,
Today,
not day. This
okay.
hour I didn't yell at my children.
This hour I walked away and counted to 20.
Yes, beautiful. Well, mamas, we love you so much and we hope you have a fantastic week.
Absolutely.